Today, we're finding the minimum number for increasing and decreasing digits. So suppose we're given this string in which these represent a decrease in digits, and then I represents an increase in digits. Our goal is to find the minimum number that can be created using those digits. Now, keep in mind that there are two restrictions. The first restriction is that all the numbers that we can choose must be between 1 and 9. So I'm using interval notation here. I'm indicating that yes, I can choose 1, and yes, I can choose 9. I can also choose all the numbers which are in between. The second restriction is that we can have repeating numbers. In this example here, you'll see that none of our numbers repeat. All right, so before we start this, let's look at some truths. The first truth that we want to acknowledge is that if we want to reverse some sequence where we have the D's, we can use a stack. So if you recall, for reversing sequences, use a stack. The second truth that we want to acknowledge is that whenever we see an I, we want to pop that from the stack. And you'll see what I mean once we get into it. And then also, the third truth that we want to acknowledge is that you want to imagine yourself as incrementing through this string, and you're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then what's happening is, as you're incrementing, you are sometimes reversing the parts of the string. So given those two truths, we have enough information to create an algorithm. I'm going to draw my stack here, and then we're going to iterate all the way from this letter to this letter, and then we'll see what happens as we're putting numbers, or digits I should say, into the stack, and then popping it. All right, so here we start with 1. So we're here, this is 1. We'll put 1 onto the stack. 2, put 2 here. 3, put 3 here. Now as you see, we reach an I, and whenever we see an I, that means we must pop the entire stack. And then that will become part of the number. So we're going to pop 3, 2, 1. And then we have this. And now we will increment once more. When we do, we'll get a 4. That puts us right here. And then we'll keep on iterating. So we have 5, 6. And then here we reach an I. Whenever we reach the I, we're then going to pop the entire stack. When we do, we'll get 6, 5, and 4. Then our stack is clear, and we're going to also continue to iterate. So we're going to get 7. As you see, we reach another I. Because we reach another I, we want to pop that result immediately. We pop the 7, put the 7 there, and then we will continue to iterate. We have 8 and 9. 8 and 9. Now, as you see, we've reached the end of our string, and notice that we still have results into the stack. So because of that reason, we also want to pop the entire stack once we get to the very end. So we're going to pop 9, that's gone, and then we're going to pop the 8, and then that's gone. So as you see, our stack is empty, and then we're able to get the result that was expected.